Welcome to Data Simplified. In this video, we are comparing three roles that beginners often confuse: data analyst, data scientist, and machine learning engineer. The job titles sound similar because all three work with data, but their main responsibilities are different. I will explain the difference using simple question and one practical example. By the end, you should understand what each role does, how roles work together, and which one may be the best starting point for you. So the easiest way to understand these roles is to look at the main question each person answers. So a data analyst usually asks what happened. The data analyst studies existing data, create reports and dashboards, and explains the performance. A data scientist asks what might happen next. So the data scientist looks for deeper pattern and builds model that support prediction. A machine learning engineer asks, how do we make the model work inside a real system? So the engineer deploys and monitors the model. So the simple journey is understanding, prediction, and production. They may use the same data, but their focus is different in this case. First of all, we come to the data analyst. So a data analyst turns existing data into a clear answer and useful business insight. The main question is what happened and why. Imagine that a company sales dropped last week. The analyst may compare sales across different regions, products, customer groups, and time period. The aim is to identify where the decline happened and what may have caused it. Common tools include Excel, SQL, Power BI, or Tableau. The main output is usually a report, dashboard, chart, or explanation that helps manager understand the situation and make an informed decision. On the other hand, a data scientist normally goes one step further. Instead of only explaining what has already happened, the data scientist asks what might happen next. So the role involves exploring pattern, testing ideas, using statistics, and building machine learning models. For example, a company may want to know which customers are likely to leave. A data scientist can study customer activity, complaints, payment history, and service usage. The scientists then build and evaluate a model that estimates the risk of using each customer leaving. A data scientist does not simply build a model. The data scientist also check whether it is accurate, useful, fair, and understandable. Coming to the machine learning engineer. So a machine learning model created in a notebook is not automatically ready for real users. Someone must connect it to the company system and make sure that it works reliably. That is the job of machine learning engineer. The engineer may build data pipelines, create an API, deploy the model to the cloud, and monitor speed and accuracy. For example, a fraud detection model may need to be checked thousands of banking transactions automatically. The machine learning engineer makes sure that the model receives new data, produces result quickly, and continues working safely at scale. In simple words, the engineer turns an experiment into a working product. Now, same problem with three different views here. So let us take one problem to compare all three models. Imagine a company wants to reduce customer churn. Churn means customers stopping or leaving the service. First, the data analyst studies past records. The analyst may discover that churn increased from 8% to 12% and that most lost customers came from one customer segment. Next, the data scientist asks who may leave in the future. The scientist built a prediction model using information such as customer activity, complaints, payment behavior, and service usage. Finally, the machine learning engineer makes the prediction available to the business. The engineer may deploy the model inside the company's customer relationship management system. When a customer receives a high risk score, the support team can receive an alert and contact the customer. So the analyst explains the problem, the scientist predicts the risk, and the engineer makes the prediction usable in daily operations. The roles overlap, but each has different center of gravity. So a data analyst focuses on SQL, Excel, dashboards, visualizations, and communication. The main outputs are report, insights, and clear explanation. A data scientist uses Python, statistics, data exploration, and machine learning. The main outputs are experiment, models, and predictions. A machine learning engineer needs software engineering, cloud platforms, APIs, data pipelines, deployments, and machine learning operations, or we call it as an ML ops. The main outputs are reliable, systems that can run and can be monitored as well. You do not need to learn everything at once. For most beginners, data analysis provides the strongest foundation because it teaches you how to work with real data and communicate useful findings. So, which role should you learn first? So, your background, interests matter a lot in this case, but the learning path can remain simple. Start with analysis, learn spreadsheets, SQL, data cleaning, charts, dashboards, and how to explain what the data shows. Then add data science skills, including Python, statistics, feature preparation, and machine learning. After that, add engineering skills such as APIs, cloud services, deployment, monitoring of automation. This does not mean everything or everyone must become a machine learning engineer. Build transferable skills first, then specialize in the role that matches the problem you enjoy solving. So, for the final recap, let us finish with one simple summary. A data analyst explains the past by answering what happened. A data scientist supports the future by asking what might happen next. A machine learning engineer builds the system by asking how do we make it work reliably. These roles are connected, not competing. In many organizations, they work together on the same problem and use the same data from different perspectives. The best starting point for most beginner is by understanding data analysis, then gradually add prediction and engineering skills. In the next video, we will explain the complete data science workflow for collecting and cleaning data to modeling, communication, and action. Thank you for watching Data Simplified.